we got market opening coming up, right? So 18 seconds now and counting down to what we will be, I think, a lower start. That's where the Nifty, the pre-open has also left us with. Overnight cues have been a little weakish this morning. I think the rest of the Asia is not doing very much, and here we saw some profit booking yesterday, so maybe a little bit of continuation there. 21,900 on the downside is the starting of that support zone, the 200-point support zone. We got 22,100 on the Nifty coming through, and the first rates are in 9 or 10 points lower. That's it, nothing at all. It's a flat start. 30 points lower on the Sensex. 72,750 is where that is coming through. Just a few stocks with news. Paytm, I think, should come up on your screen. It's been in news every day. But I think that's the one which is starting about 2.6% lower. Interesting. 416 is what that is starting at. But Sonia is on the wall with more rates. Sonia.
Okay, so let's kick it off with the Nifty itself, right? It's absolutely quiet. So flat, holding on to that 22,000 mark. But as you said, individual stocks are in focus. So let's get straight to it. First up, you have TCS is what I'm looking at. There is a big upgrade that has come in from UBS this morning. So TCS is the only one that's actually holding out on the green line. UBS is upgraded to a buy from a neutral and target price raised to 4,700, big upside to the current market price. Reliance is also something that I've been watching for a while. Today, the stock is down 0.5%, but Reliance is actually up 35% from the October low. So it's put in a lot of ground, and some amount of profit taking is what you're seeing in Reliance now as we speak. Apart from that, Paytm, as you said, the stock is in focus. It has recovered 30% from the Feb 15th lows, and now the stock is up another 1.5%. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, of course, has stepped down, but the Payments Bank has reconstituted the board in order to drive compliance and better compliance. So that's something that the street likes. Vodafone, the board will be meeting today to consider fundraising proposals. So, that stock is not doing much at the moment, but it has rallied quite a bit in the last couple of days. Power Mech is something I'm looking at. There's an order win of 396 crores that the company has got for a railway line in Chhattisgarh. So the stock is up 3.5%. Dixon Technology and Whirlpool are also on my radar. Jefferies has downgraded both these stocks to an underperform. Dixon is down 3.5% right now. Whirlpool, there's of course additional news flow that the parent company has reduced its stake. They've trimmed their stake in India. So Whirlpool is down almost about 5% Cello World is another stock that I'm watching out for. Motilal Oswal has initiated a buy. They have a target price of 1,100 on Cello World. The stock is up almost about 4% right now. And there are a couple of analyst meets. Polycab will be meeting analysts and investors on the 29th of February. Kajaria Ceramics will be meeting analysts and investors on the 1st of March. And Havells is also in focus as Goldman Sachs has upgraded the stock. There you have it, up almost about 2%. And finally, I'm also looking out for JSW Energy. There's an order win. The company will be setting up a 700 megawatt solar project. So JSW Energy is up almost about 1%. So plenty of stocks in focus. But the headline index, as you can see, is absolutely flat. Back to you.
All right. Thanks a lot for that, Sonia. Well, Havells, I think Nimish's standard brokerage report, that's the one that's flying away up close to around 2.5%. Big move is what we're seeing out there. You also have HDFC AMC. Well, that stock as well is up close to around 2% as we speak. And Crumpton is participating on the upsides. A few of these names are doing pretty well. On the flip side, Alchem pulled back yesterday after the clarification, but that stock again is down close to around 2% as we speak. NMDC looking a little bit nervous. Global iron ore prices are in a bit of a tizzy, and that explains why that stock is under some pressure. You have a couple of other names like PFC as well that was down close to around 2% or thereabouts. So a fairly okay start. We're down mildly in the red for the Nifty, but from the broader markets, there is a bit of an outperformance that's coming in there. And advanced decline ratio in favor of the number of stocks that are advancing. Close to around 3 stocks advancing for 1 stock that's declining. Just want to pull up a few names. Easy Trip is up close to around 5%. Big up move is what you're seeing out there. You have a couple of other notable movers. SJVN is up close to around 3%. And HFCL, I think they won an order, so that stock up close to around 2%. Prashant.
24 points lower is what we have on the Nifty, 22,000 and just under 22,100. Now, a few other names, right? I was talking about Paytm. Paytm started 3% lower. It's up 3%. So that's a 6% swing on Paytm coming through in the first couple of minutes of trade. So that's interesting. 440 nearly on that one, which is, it's come off about $100 bucks, more than $100 in the last fortnight or so. Data Patterns is coming up with a 2.33% gain. So that's large. With large volumes, actually. Ease My Trip has got about 5% gains. So, again, it's at the number 4 position as far as volumes go. Uniparts, it doesn't really show up, in the list in the morning, but 12% Uniparts on large volume, 600 plus on Uniparts is what we have. There is GICRE, ICICI, so insurance, GICRE, ICICI General Insurance, New India Assurance, all up 5%. 3 to 5% on these insurance names is what I can spot. We were talking about Idea Forge with Amnish earlier. Idea Forge starts another 4% higher. So one of those tough to find, good business, but beaten down in these in this market. And Cello, which Sonia was talking about with the Motilal coverage, that's up about 5% as well. So it's not a bad-looking screen at all as far as the broader markets are concerned. On the downside, Dixon is down 3%, Devyani is down 4.5%, and Alchem is down about 1.5% once again. And South Indian Bank, which had a bit of a one-way move up, South Indian Bank is down 12%. So it's got large volumes right now as well. And of course, Whirlpool, we highlighted earlier, down about 5.5% as well.
I think there's an adjustment that needs to be done
with
on that one. So yeah, I think so. That's the reason why. I think that will reflect out there. But a couple of large trades, Devyani, I think there's a large trade that's taken place. So we could look at that one as well. And that CMS Infosystems that our team said, that we are alerting our viewers on that. I think that as well has taken place.
CMS, I think, Nigel, it's a clean-out trade.
Yeah, it's a clean-out trade. The PE had closer around 26.8% stake, and that's got cleaned out. I recall having a chat with the management at their office, and at that point of time, the promoter stake was more than 40%. So it's gradually coming out. And this large trade takes place, means the overhang as well goes out. We'll have to see who are the buyers on the other side.
Absolutely. And I think Devyani also will see. Stocks down 5%, so that's a large cut that you're seeing right now.